Hello, and my name is Crazy Little Squirrel. I'm coming back to you again with a part 2 of my initial review for the first Descendant. Now, there were some things I didn't cover in my last review, and I will be covering them in this review. Now, initially I had rated this game probably like an 8 out of 10, but I'm changing it to a 7 out of 10 after experiencing some things. I'm still currently in where I originally was. I've stopped at White Knight Gulch, but I have essentially changed my opinion based on what I have learned from other people saying and agreeing with them. One thing that this game does that many people seem to dislike is their microtransactions. What do I mean by microtransactions? I will show you. A lot of the things in the store you can get with this currency called caliber. As you can see, it's all right here. Now, if you haven't noticed, say if you want to get a Descendant, the Descendant is like, well, 300, right? Well, the lowest bundle thing is only 250, meaning you'd have to spend $10 to get that Descendant. Same goes with, say, an Ultimate Descendant. Say you wanted the Ultimate Epic bundle. It's like 3,000. Well, 3,000 this, you're essentially spending $70. Same goes if you want other thing. You'd be essentially spending $100. Now, I'm not saying... Now, I do find this to be very scummy. There's another game that has it like this, Warframe. However, the thing that they do is called Prime Access. However, with Prime Access, it doesn't cost in-game currency. It costs real-life money. And so, they're genuinely true about what it costs. Platinum in that game is used to buy some of the simpler things, like buying a Warframe. Or buying a Warframe. Here, the caliber, I'd say, the caliber, honestly, it should be used to get the Descendants like the one I'm wearing, which is Freya. Or the one I'm using, which is Freya. The microtransactions has always been a point of contest with the gaming community, because they're something that you have to do right in order for a game to be successful. One game in particular that I know had a very tumultuous microtransaction time was Battlefront. Star Wars Battlefront 2 made by Electronic Arts. That had a very tumultuous system because the loot boxes were essentially pay to win, and EA quickly reverted that when they came out with their Geonosis update, I think is what it was. That's when their game really got the wake-up call. And so there's that. Another thing I feel like that, of course, this game is still quite fresh into launch. Gameplay it might feel choppy at times. It might not feel as fluid as people might want, but give this game time and it will be better. Games are not perfect. Look at Destiny 2 at launch. It wasn't perfect when it first came out. Look at Destiny at launch. It wasn't perfect when the game comes out. There might be a few games that are perfect when it comes out, but not all. I mean, to be granted, the gameplay you're seeing right now, it probably is not the best first Descendant gameplay you've seen, but that's because I'm playing on a PS4. It's not the most up-to-date hardware compared to like a state-of-the-art PC or an Xbox One, or like an Xbox Series X or a PS5. So my gameplay is of course going to be a little choppy, and it's something that I don't like, but at the same time it's something that I've had to learn to deal with, considering I'm not in the situation right now to where I can afford a PS5, which will change hopefully in the near future depending on how fast I get through college and how much money and if I get a job I can work over the summer or not. Aside from my real world struggles, which I've put to the side for this time, which I'm putting to the side because I really do not want to get into them. The first Descendant is not a bad game. It's a work in progress game. It's not a perfect game. No game is perfect. There is always going to be a flaw in at least one game. Maybe like with a few exceptions that have come out recently, such as Baldur's Gate 3, Pal World, Lethal Company, Helldivers 2. Those games are examples of good games that came out at launch and had issues when they first came out, but they ultimately fixed their issues over time. This game is a similar story. It had a great initial success with how many players it had at one point, and the devs have said that they're going to be polishing the game up. Once this game gets the necessary polishing, then this game will become a pretty good game. Only time will tell to see if this game does live up to what people want, and that'll be towards the end of the year when the Game Awards happen. And the Game Awards essentially is the big show for how well a game has been received. With the first Descendants becoming a game that recently came out this year, it is definitely a contender for the Game Awards. Now, there is a chance that it will become, considering it is an action adventure game. It does have some competition, of course, every game does, and so it's only a matter of time, depending on if this game will see momentum, which I'm pretty sure it will. You just gotta give the devs time. I'm sure with the feedback that the devs are getting, the microtransactions will change, hopefully for the better, and they will add and remove features from this game. Like the thing on my side, any encrypted vault 2 times. I hate those dang things. Those things are buggy as all hell. I've stated before, I've had hits register on those, and they just don't want to register. But overall, I do see that there's hope in the first Descendant, and as I do think that this game is a really good game. Of course, there will always be some areas where won't be the best, but we just have to have hope that this game will improve, which I have a feeling it will. Overall, some of the things I will say that should be improved is, of course, microtransactions, how some of the features act, like the encryption vaults, more quests. Quests, I feel like, should be a thing. Another thing I will say that also could be used, for example, or could be updated, is these little battlefield missions. I'm not saying they're a bad thing. I'm just saying that there could be some more diversity to them. If there's more diversity to them, they'll be, they will be, better. They will be better received, by the community. Because I do feel like that they are not that bad. Now, as it stands, some of these issues get addressed? I'm not entirely for sure. We can only really hope for the best. But I honestly am liking everything around here. It is not that bad. It is honestly not that bad of a game. You can listen to what others say. That's perfectly fine. I won't criticize anyone for listening to what other people have to say. That is their opinion, and I completely respect their opinion. Other than that, I do truly think that the first Descendant has room to grow. Anyways, thank you for listening to the video. If you want, subscribe, like, I don't care. Completely up to you.